Hello and welcome to Juno New Origins playthrough. I'm your host GrunfWorks, and today we will be grinding some early contracts. Namely, we're going to be taking on the Lightspeed contracts and possibly going sideways, and then the wet rockets, hopefully in the end. So strap on, it's gonna be interesting. Today we are going on the road to orbit, and before that we've got to unlock some crucial tech, and we need to grind some initial contracts as lovingly presented by Mr. Buck Marshall. Yes, he is our initial quest giver, and we should probably be setting new, records and whatnot. So I was thinking I'm gonna want to take Lightspeed and going sideways at the same time. While we're getting tech points for reaching new milestones as well. We have a total of 30 tech points that I don't want to use just now. So, this is the rocket that we have used in the previous episode, which was basically, getting us places. However, I need to beef it up a little. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger, it has to have more oomph, and it needs to reach more goals. So I'm gonna stretch it out a little bit. So, because first one, going light speed to go, I think it was going over 2 kilometers per second. That's doable. We can do that easily with this rocket. Whether or not we can reach another 500 kilometers, that's a whole different ball game. And I'm actually not sure that this rocket is capable of that. But then again, if we don't know, if we don't try, we'll never know. Alright. So with that thing being said, I'm thinking just out loud, I would really like to, let's see, what's the initial thrust to weight? It's 2.60 thrust to weight, and that's actually pretty beefy and pretty decent. However, we have to also be mindful that this is, not too crazy. This craft has some of the issues, and I'm guessing the main issue would be length. Staging, okay, let's first check. Stage, engines, interstate stage, payload fairing base? I don't need payload fairing base. I don't need payload because this is the rocket from the previous one. Okay, let's just put the regular nose cone then here, and then we should be fine. Yeah, there we go. Fits perfectly, right? Okay, let's see. Can we now launch? Alright. So, crash at least 500 kilometers away from the village and achieve a space speed record. I think it's 2 kilometers an hour, I think. Or 2 kilometers per second. I'm actually not sure. I think it's 2000 kilometers per second. Anyway, launching it off from the village, and we were gonna go a little bit more aggressive on the tilt because 500 kilometers, it's not gonna sell them by themselves, so that's perfectly fine. So yeah, pitching a little bit downwards and making sure that we do have, and I have always accelerated this for your viewing pleasure because I thought you guys had some positive reactions to me having this slightly accelerated, so you don't need to sit through the entire ordeal, but get a sort of, like a summary, if you will. You'll see everything how it goes. It just goes a little bit quicker. Alright. I'm trying to pitch down while the craft is on its own power. The apoapsis is steadily rising. I hope to achieve, if I manage to get to 200 or 300 apoapsis, that would be dandy, but then again, my fuel is running out, so I doubt that we will be able to reach 500 kilometers. Yeah. 156, so, well, we have completed the contract Lightspeed, which is obviously good. And let's see if we come down. Probably we're not gonna crash too far from the village, but we still at least managed to do one contract, which is kind of nice. In theory, we could end the flight now, but I still want to see how far will we get. And then as you can see, it's 254, so we are nowhere near our targeted distance. So this rocket needs to be, well, let's say almost twice as beefy. You have completed the drew distance by exceeding 100 kilometers. That's another, points, so why not? Okay, let's end the flight. We cannot recover, so we're just gonna save it, and we have 50 tech points, which is beautiful. We will need it. Okay, so career-wise, going sideways, and oh, we have a new customer, Professor von Pricklespeck. Okay, and he is the one offering the Drew orbit. Okay, so good. That was the idea. I really wanted to unlock this guy because this guy will make us go orbital. Or at least that's the hope. So, however, I'm thinking actually, while I have the going sideways 500 kilometers, I do... Oh, and guten Tag to you, Mr. Prickle Speck. And wet rockets, we're gonna be accepting it. Oh, and the light speed we're gonna take, because we did almost go 200 kilometers per second. That's not a big deal. And I can accept up to 5 contracts, so why not? Perfect. Okay. Now we need to turn this rocket into the rocket of our dreams, and well, that's gonna be a little bit of a pickle if you get my drift. Anyway, let's see what can we do. All right, so the thing is that our current problem is length. When it comes to launching from Juno launchpad, I don't think we can have too much length. However, we're gonna try and have like say 2-3 stages. I'm hoping that I will be able to get 3 stages, because if I can get 3 stages, I will be able to get more oomph out of my rocket. And so the initial booster stage will be just to give us that initial kick. The second one is to achieve the target deceleration, while the top one should hopefully angle to more horizontal and try to achieve the distance. So I'm counting on the first 2 stages to achieve the velocity, and the third one to achieve the distance. Right, okay, Goblin solid rocket motors, and trust me, I'm gonna cram the metric crap ton of them at the bottom. So let's see how that will work. Okay, Goblin solid rocket motor, and we're gonna be putting you in the 5 or 6. 6 symmetry is good. Okay, perfect. There we go. We're gonna be putting the grid fins, or actually the fins, just to make rocket fly straight and true. All right, let's angle them down, shorten this, shorten that, put this here so that they're, you know, aerodynamic, and then let's put mirror 4 symmetry. Or sorry, not mirror, radial 4. Yeah, mirror 4 wouldn't make sense actually. So, all right, let's see now. Do we have a higher gyros? No, we don't. Okay, well, that might be a little bit of a problem. I was just trying to see in the Tinker panel or additional settings, can I put some more heat shield? At the moment I can't. Okay, let's see. How do we trigger this? Engines? Which ones? The bottom ones. Yes, stage 2, interstage, second stage engine. Okay, that's wrong. Then we're gonna be putting second stage engine in the stage 3, while the engine bottom we're gonna move on the second stage. Right. Now it looks correct. And the top stage, just the interstage? No. Interstage and the second stage engine. Good. Now we have 3 stages and we should be fine. Okay, what are the issues now? The rocket is too tall, 10.2 meters. So we should shorten it a little bit. Okay, how about now? Now it's 10 meters. Oh, it has to be less than 10 meters. You're killing me with semantics, Juno. Come on. Okay. 3-stage rocket. Let's get ready. Power to the max. Getting ready. 3, 2, 1, ignition. And we have liftoff. Beautiful. So the 3-stage rocket I do expect to perform significantly better. So we're gonna go 2000 meters per second. That's for sure. How much are we gonna go sideways and how much we're gonna do the wet rockets, that's up for debate. So wet rockets, in theory, if we succeed, we're gonna drop a rocket in the water. So now I'm angling a little bit more. And this second stage, I do hope it has a significant thrust to weight. So it's 5 point something, so that's clearly good. And then the third stage should propel us. Now we are at apoapsis 117. And the last stage should hopefully get us places. So let's see if we can manage. And we should angle it a little bit further. So we're going upwards. Surface velocity will be crossing 2000 kilometers, which would fulfill the light speed contract, which is beautiful. And hopefully apoapsis will go over 400, which I hope will break some new milestones as well. And in theory, we just might reach that wet mark. Oh, that would be perfect. 431 kilometers. Let's see if we manage to reach it. We are still in the gravity pull, so I'm actually not too optimistic. I think tier 4 of the record altitude by exceeding 300 kilometers. That's beautiful. And oh, it seems like we're gonna be a little bit shy of the water. Yeah, we're gonna be shy of the water, so we're definitely not gonna be crashing into the water with the wet rockets or going sideways. So it's just the light speed contract. Sadly. Okay, but at least we're gonna be finishing up one contract, which means the second stage, the next rocket which we'll build, will need to be even more beefy than this one. Oh boy. Okay, that's gonna be significantly, let's just see. Okay, angling down, and it's going 2.4 kilometers per second. Oh, you're going fast. Parts are taking heat damage. We need steel to be able to drop. Let's hope. Come on. And oh, nose cone exploded. Okie dokie. Well, looking from this perspective, well, it didn't crash. That's for sure. Right. Okay, so we did have one contract, but we need to work on this rocket a bit more. And by work a bit more, I think redesign it completely from scratch. Yeah. This is much better, right? I think so too. Anyway, fuel-wise, we're gonna be putting the auto resize. I'm gonna go with the Carolox, and then I'm gonna be selecting the engine, Gnome. So we're gonna be going with Gnome engine this time. And I think it will need a little bit beefier rocket, so I think I should be increasing its size and probably making it a little bit shorter. Carolox will do the trick. And thinking about the size, we should make it a little bit more thick. I mean, after all, you know, girth does more than length. Yeah, I mean, fuel-wise, rocket-wise, thrust-to-weight not-wise, and delta V-wise, yes. If you thought anything else, you have a dirty mind. Anyway, so let's see, how do we resize this rocket? Can we resize it one notch up? Grid size is 0.1. Okay, that's a little bit on the fat side, but okay, maybe this will work. So if we increase this guy, okay, it's now fatter and it still looks like a bullet, and that's good. Pointy rockets are good. If you remember, you know, Borat from the Great Dictator, or what was it, something like that. Well, that's, you know, you want your rockets pointy, not round. Okay, so second stage. We're gonna be making it with solid rocket motors. We need to make it a little bit fatter, and it needs to have a metric crap ton of engines, because it really needs to propel the rocket very fast. However, it should still not explode, so that's something to keep in mind. Fuel type Carolox, yeah, for the nose cone, yes please. Alright, and then let's see what can we... fuel type, zero, zilch, nada, nothing. I really love the comments in Juno, it's really funny. Okay, so, engines, yes, propulsion. I just want to go down, and let's see if we can add some engines, come on. One in the middle? Nah, I'm not thinking in the middle, I'm more thinking like 6 engines or something like that. Come on, stick them, son. 4, 5... 6? Yes. After all, why not? 6 around and 7th in the middle, so starting thrust weight should be 2.38. That will give us a pretty beefy oomph. And then we're gonna be doing the smallest and the fattest stage, which will be the last one. And that one should probably, you know, break the walls, sound barriers, and maybe even the light barrier. Yeah, we're going for 1C, baby. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't think we will be visiting 1C anytime soon, or even something even closely remote to that. Yeah, sorry, my tongue got twisted. Alright, so there we go. Interstage, make it a little bit fatter, please. And cram a metric crap ton of engines here. How many? 6, and then we're gonna be placing 12, I think. Yeah, come on, let's do the super heavy. Okay, but I mean, kudos to the super heavy. I mean, the orbital flight test happened yesterday. I was watching it, and I can tell you, super heavy performed flawlessly. So let's hope that our super heavy will be performing flawlessly as well. Okie doke, those are 3. No, I want 6. 6, please. So that would be 12 engines, and they're in star-like pattern. Yeah, that would be cool. Thrust to weight starting is 2.41, and just one smack in the middle, because that one is not supposed to gimbal. Alright, fins, once again, I'm putting a lot of fins, just hoping to get that aerodynamic stability once we are going very fast through the atmosphere. Because later on it might be a little... Later on we don't care, because when you're in space, fins do jack. So, yeah. I mean, these fins I should probably reduce a little bit in size, because after all I want my center of drag, or you know, to be at the back. This craft has issues. Too many stages? How too many stages? Should be 3, come on. Let's see. Stage 1, engines. Okay. Stage 2, interstage. Fair enough. Stage 3, engines. Engines go together with interstage. Go away. Interstage, yes, and no engine. Oh, there, we can easily reduce that. Okay, fixed. Launch. And here we go for our next orbital flight test. Yeah, so this is, I think, OFT 3, 4, 5. Who is counting? The GrunfWorks, you know, RocketWorks engine, RocketWorks company is testing the sounding rockets. So yeah, okay. Stage separation successful. Okay, engines ignited, and oh, we are getting apoapsis right up there. Come on. I'm hoping by the end, when the second stage is, you know, goes for the main engine, not most engine, main engines cut off, then we will be getting hopefully around 100-ish. 2 parts exploded from excessive heat damage. I don't care. Just crank them in there. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, well, that was a little bit substandard, but okay. We have still our gnome engine, and I hope that that one will be able to propel us further. So this one is not, you know, a solid rocket booster, so it doesn't have that much thrust to weight, but it has pretty decent delta V. However, by now it already has 3.7 thrust to weight, which is more than enough, so we're for sure gonna be burning it as much as possible. Going sideways, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna go over 500 kilometers, and we are gonna drop it in the water. That's for sure. There we go, going over the water. So now I'm gonna be performing a trick, because I'm a little bit worried about the entry velocity. So if we go too far in, we will be going too fast, and we're risking our rocket from exploding. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna point rocket retrograde, and I'm gonna attempt a little bit of a brake maneuver, if you will. Just making it large. And okay, let's get ready. Are we ready? Normal speed, and kicking on the engine just to decelerate as much as we can before hitting the atmosphere. Once again, we're gonna be accelerating, but hopefully my goal is that the rocket survives and that it crashes in the water. So let's see if we manage to do that. We are heating up once again, hopefully this time not enough. And yes, I did put a little bit of the heat shield on the nose cone, so I'm hoping that we won't be exploding anytime soon. Parts are taking heat damage, fuel tank is taking heat damage, but we are decelerating, which means we're gonna hit the water, and boom bada boom! 2 contracts complete! Well, isn't that amazing? Okay. I'm gonna be destroyed because it's not worth to recover it. Thank you guys, I'm gonna see you in the next one. Like if you liked it.